Last time on the Salty Dog, the Hawaiian Islands, paradise in the middle of the Pacific, and the island of Hawaii is the largest and most diverse of them all, with spectacular beaches, ancient valleys, breathtaking waterfalls, and the home of Madame Pele, Kilauea volcano. It's also home to the best sport fishing in the world. It's where one family's journey continues.
This is where lure fishing for blue marlin and big game started. This is the birthplace of it. The top guys in the world are here. There's nowhere else that it stays as calm as it does. Many days spent on the water. You're fishing in 5 minutes.
The fishing is just so much better anywhere else in the world.
When you're around a place like this with the great fishermen, you've got to pay your dues and do things the right way, and this is where you learn how to do that.
The crew of the Salty Dog hits the water early. Today, the stakes are higher than usual. Pride and cash are on the line. It's tournament time. The Rock and Reel Hawaiian Open, a local tournament among captains here in Kona, is about to get underway. Boats jockey for position in the starting area in waters just outside Honokohau Harbor. The faster you can arrive at your favorite fishing grounds, the better your chances of running over that first hungry fish. Back in the 1950s, an ocean grid system was developed along the Kona coast so boats could communicate and give their approximate position. Captain Mitch aims to quickly get a mile offshore along the ledge in Juliet Grid. His strategy is simple.
Catch a bigger fish than everybody else. Let's get her done. All right, y'all, hold on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start fishing, start fishing, start fishing.
Just a few moments at high speed, the Salty Dog arrives at the ledge's pocket along Kaiwi Point. Here, the ledge drops down 300 to 500 fathoms, up to 3,000 feet. Captain Mitch slows the boat to trolling speed, just under 8 knots. First mate Charlie Bowman gets the lures in the water.
It's been a couple bites up and down the ledge right here in the pocket off Kaiwi. So we're gonna get set up and start just kind of working our way down. We have a theory, the fish comes in, it's like a car wreck, crashes the lure, and as soon as it comes tight off the rod tip, it's either hooked or it's not. That's as good as it's ever gonna be hooked is at that moment. There's 1,000 yards of 130. These fish can empty that in less than 45 seconds. So we have 4 rods, 2 on this side, 2 on that side. This is what we call the short side, this is what we call the long side. We have the short corner, short rigger, long corner, long rigger. The corners are just named because they're in the corner of the boat, and the riggers are just the ones off the longest halyards on both sides. Makes it a lot easier. I can say Charlie short corner without thinking he knows which one it is every single time. Usually he's asleep when that happens. So, you know, it saves time in that aspect too. I'll tell you what.
Ashton Ladoff is today's angler. Like adjusting a car seat, she works with Charlie to adjust the fighting chair just right.
That's like way better.
Ashton is no stranger to fishing. She's been at it since she was a toddler.
When she was smaller, that was you know, that was a way they could do things together. And she developed a love for it too.
2 years ago on the Salty Dog here in Kona, Ashton fought and pulled in a 748-pound giant. It was her proudest fishing moment, and she took the traditional plunge. Compliments of her brother, Captain Mitch. In fishing, like any sport, superstition helps fuel the fire when things get slow. And Captain Mitch has a strange one.
This is our special rally food. You take your mustard, nicely coat it all over the top of the Oreo. And then you take your Spam, rub all that in all good and nice like that. Look at that. How awesome is that? Oh. Finger looking good.
That's disgusting. I can't even look at
It is actually pretty good.
you. I get, ugh. That's the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's the only way to live. Go big or go home. Y'all want one?
The Kona Coast is one of the most fertile fishing grounds in the world. 1,000-pound Pacific blue marlin have been caught here every month of the year. Right now, any size would do. Some of the crew is in a playful mood. Captain Mitch has other things on his mind, like marking a large mass on his fish finder.
There it is. You got it, Ash. It's off? Oh, man. Well, that sucks.
Last week we answered the question, what is a Pacific blue marlin? It's commonly called a billfish, essentially because of its bill. More correctly speaking, it's a member of the Istiophoridae family, along with black marlin, striped marlin, spearfish and sailfish. It's important to know that blue marlin in general is not a very nice fish, as in, is not particularly safe. These are top-order predators, like lions that prowl the Serengeti. They're essentially the king of the ocean jungle. Even sharks don't threaten them much because they're much too powerful and agile. A friend of mine once observed a hooked marlin actually kill an inquisitive shark. The shark came in looking for a cheap meal. It was as if the marlin said, "Excuse me," went, killed the shark, and then resumed the fight with the guy. My friend was so impressed that actually cut the line and said, "Mate, you deserve your freedom." Marlin are amazing fish, but definitely not safe when it comes to sport fishing. There are countless stories of fishermen being speared by these animals, but I'm yet to be convinced that they were premeditated attacks. Think about it, when your lead ring of marlin, it jumps and you pull its head towards you. When it goes back in the water, it's only going to come one direction, that's at you. These things are top-order predators. These things are dangerous. And to tell you the truth, I don't know of one top-order predator that isn't dangerous.
Salty Dog Sport Fishing Hawaii is brought to you by the Hawaiian Islands. Plan your dream getaway now on the Big Island of Hawaii. Farish Media, from concept to completion. We turn ideas into images. By Salty Dog Sport Fishing Charters. Join the crew for the best sport fishing in Hawaii. and by McKenna Ford.
This is Mike McKenna, and that's Hana Boy. Like he says, couldn't be a better time to buy.
The Salty Dog has hooked a Pacific blue marlin.
There he is.
After a 10-minute battle, the marlin throws the hook,
It's off.
and it's back to square one.
Oh, man.
While Big Daddy helps put the lures out again, his son, Captain Mitch, contemplates a strategy. Mitch has been fishing for as long as he can remember, both with his dad and his great-grandfather.
He was probably 5 years old, and we bought an 11-foot Boston whaler. We'd take him out and let him catch small fish. But one of his favorite things to do at the age of 5, we wouldn't let him obviously go in it by himself. He'd put on his life jacket and crawl up in him when he's sitting on the trailer in the driveway and act like he was driving the boat and fishing. And that's just what he's loved to do.
Now in his mid-20s, Captain Mitch knows it takes experience as well as a little luck to succeed in big game fishing. And a little luck would be nice, as they've caught no fish yet in today's tournament.
There it is. Go get him.
They've hooked a spearfish. Although a tournament non-qualifier, it's still some action.
Do we want to eat this thing? It's a big one.
On a 130-pound test line, it takes no time to bring this fish in.
Non-qualifier. Well, it's up to you, Charlie Bowman. It's your birthday. Wow. That's a big one. It's a fatty. That is a nice one.
So the tournament ends with no Pacific blue marlin for Salty Dog.
He never shuts off. It's just this hunger, this drive. It drives you nuts. You'll go out, have a really good day, everything comes together. You always want that next one. And no matter how good the day is, you strive to get one more. I mean, it's a sickness.
I've been very fortunate to have been raised here in Kona, where a number of world-class anglers and captains and crews have come through. So I've been able to meet a lot of people, which led me to travel and experience a lot of the fishing that's done all over the world. And my focus was on big fish, over 1,000. And so I was able to see where the 1,000-pound fish go, like Australia and Madeira. My first grinder that I was able to weigh was a black marlin on the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. And my second was an Atlantic blue marlin that we weighed in Madeira, Portugal, where I fished a number of years. But my most significant catch was the fish that we caught here in Kona. In 2001, we were trolling off a red hill at 500 fathoms, and we had a bite on the long rigger. And we weren't sure what it was. We didn't see it, and the light was real bad. Little did we know, we had a big one on. Once it jumped, it didn't jump all the way out of the water, but showed there was a big marlin, and we started chasing it, and the fight ended up 12 minutes long. Once we got it in the boat, we saw that it was skinny, but really didn't see the short measurement of it, and it was a 12-foot short. It ended up weighing 11.15, and so when you least expect it, here it is. The significance of the fish didn't sink in until the fish hit the scales. It all kind of came to me that, shoot, I had reached a lifetime goal. It made me the first angler, captain, or crew to have weighed 3 fish of different species over 1,000. It was humbling at that moment to feel the accomplishment of a lifetime goal so young. My next goal is raising my family here in Kona and charter fishing. I still can get my fix of world-class fishing every day of the year. It's not a season, it's not concentrated, it's not far. Fishing starts 5 minutes out of the harbor. Got 2 nice boats that I fish on and great anglers coming from all over. Pretty tough to beat the lifestyle here.
Friends of the Latov family have arrived in Kona, and they're ready to fish. Big Daddy is captain today. Captain Mitch, his son, has joined the crew of the Huntress for a last-minute charter. Anticipation is high.
I'm ready for it.
In the shadow of Hualalai, one of the 5 volcanoes that make up the Big Island, the Salty Dog heads south to Miloli'i, where 5 major lava flows serve as landmarks. Ian Kyneth, a friend and regular crew member on the Last Chance, along with Brenson Holder from Fairhope, Alabama, get to work on the lures and lines. Will Scroggins from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, looks on.
We got a little jet out there. Most of the granders that have been caught in the past 2 years that I've heard of have been caught on little jets. So, see how it goes today.
Brenson, pull some drag off each one just to make sure it's not locked up or anything.
Fishing works in harmony with the elements, and water temperatures along the coast play a vital role.
I think warm water's been what everybody says has been missing, is the warm water and the currents. The plan today is to head down south. We're going to go back down to the warm water and hope we can find an area where the currents are doing like they're supposed to.
There are advantages to switching out crews and captains.
We like to swap people from boat to boat from time to time because everybody does things a little bit differently, you know, by getting different combinations and mixes of people. You know, maybe they'll share something with you that'll help your fishing. You may share something with them that'll help theirs. So the big key is we're all on the Salty Dog, which traditionally has been a lucky boat. So we get lucky guys on a lucky boat, the greatest fishing place in the world, waiting for something to happen.
It's important to read the ocean. Birds and marine life gathered in one area usually means one thing.
Where there's bait, there's gotta be marlin.
Yep.
A big fish has knocked the short corner lure.
There he is!
Ian pulls the line slowly to tease the fish. The fish moves across the weight to the long rigger, and then the short rigger.
Yep, the nicer fish. He's got both corners so far.
There he is.
He's right behind the long corner. All right, we're on. Yes.
Oh, big!
Big fish. Get the lines in. Yeah. Get the lures in the boat. Make sure that drag's not too tight. Back it off. Back it off. We clear?
Yeah. No, keep your hand on the spool and guide with your thumb. Hey! Woo! At least we're getting big! Yeah! That's what I love to see! This one wasn't no toy.
That's a good fish.
That was about 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Pull me straight down.
Plenty of line on there.
This one might be bigger than 5.
What's he doing?
Oh, he's going straight down.
Is he still taking?
She's still taking.
Off.
Lost him. Oh.
Another thrown hook from what appeared to be a very large marlin.
Well, it looks like we pulled hooks. It's probably might have just been around the bill. That's the thing with these single hooks, you never know.
Fish went straight down and just The hook just pulled, that's just part of it.
That's why I call it fishing, not catching.
Salty Dog Sport Fishing Hawaii is brought to you by the Hawaiian Islands. Plan your dream getaway now on the Big Island of Hawaii. Farish Media, from concept to completion, we turn ideas into images. By Salty Dog Sport Fishing Charters, join the crew for the best sport fishing in Hawaii. And by McKenna Ford.
This is Mike McKenna, and that's Hanaboy. Like he says, couldn't be a better time to buy.
Next time on Salty Dog Sport Fishing Hawaii, it's frustration in paradise.
God,
Nothing is going the guy's way.
it's the one thing, guys.
It's his fault.
That really was a bummer. One of those days.
Then the girls get to work.
That's a blue marlin.
It's a Hawaiian-style showdown.
Kind of bad.
You didn't like that.
Next time on the Salty Dog.
Nothing's really going like it's supposed to.